Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is the 12th of March and my name is Adam Rosman. I will be your host today. I think we can skip the introductions. I don't see any new participants in the participant list, so let's go with the reminders. Please remember that the meeting is recorded. If you would like to help the project, then please filter on project level with the issue filter or good fit issue and help wanted labels. We always have quite a lot of these, and by working on those, you could help a project a lot. If you feel like your organization is okay to become an official Metal3 adopter, then please create a pull request and modify the adopters.md file in the root of the community repository. If you feel that some tests are failing on your pull request and you think they are not related to your pull request, then please create an issue in the relevant repository and link that issue to the Metal3 CI tracker project so that we and the maintainers and the CI maintainers can better follow up on that. And then there is some news for the incubation proposal. The incubation interviews or the due diligence adopters interviews have been concluded on March 7th, and we have a summary from our reviewer on the next steps. I think soon all of these DOC review processes will be slowing down or stopping because of the KubeCon Europe. But whatever is left, I think we resume. And so far, until this day, we have not received any negative feedback. But let's see what will be the result of the full process. Okay, and then feel free to check out any of the other links for statistics and artifacts and all the useful things. We have carried over one item from last week, but I moved it to the discussion topics, so we can continue with the community working group updates. And we have one update for the iron scalability group from Dimitri.
Yeah, I started looking into dropping more our explicit support for MariaDB. Our own image for MariaDB in favor of people doing whatever production-ready process they're following, probably MariaDB operator. There are a few preparational things I needed. I have two patches that could use another look right now. I kind of responded to a comment on the first one, and the next one just needs approval, dropping the API from the documentation that we're going to remove. After that, yeah, probably we'll have some time in the coming weeks to take a look, to take a good step at the HA architecture with virtual media. Probably will not have time to take a look at network booting. But it is what it is. That's the status. And as always, reminders, there are quite a few bugs and feature requests in the issue trackers that are marked as help wanted. They all are ready for anyone familiar, even remotely familiar with the project to pick up, or even unfamiliar with the project to learn and pick up.
Thank you, Dimitri. I will take a look at the pull requests at some point. Yep, I think there are not really any comments or questions related to this. I think these are actually very clear. I checked actually one of them, but I have not reviewed. And I think we don't have anyone else for the ARM group. That's I think still forming, but there is not much movement for the ARM working group. But I will just keep it here. Okay, if there are no questions, we can continue with the release team and the roadmap. And there is one comment from Tuomo that the BMO 0.8.1 and 9.1 are planned for next week. Do you have any additional comments on this, Tuomo?
Yeah, I mean, we have done KPM3 and IPM releases past weeks, but we didn't do PMO, and now we have this one important bug going to be fixed next week. So I'm planning coordinating with our release team to pump that out as soon as possible next week, as soon as the process is complete, and yeah, we will have those ready. And also you maybe skipped the release team update I left there. So for the Dimitri and others, who took a position inside Ericsson, he left the open source part of Ericsson and also dropped out from the release team. So we are now 3-man release team.
Thanks. So I guess there are no other questions related to this, and we can continue with the discussion topics. And there is the GitHub workflow issue from you.
Yeah, so this is an unfortunate realization of how the GitHub Actions actually work. So we have always had this issue, but we haven't really figured out what it is. But when we debug the new release automation workflow, we realized that this is actually the cause, that the workflows cannot implicitly run other workflows. And now that I added the dependable to IRSO, and especially the Go ecosystem part, we noticed that we have IRSO is especially bad in this sense because we don't have any PRAO-based test there, except 2 minor linters. So basically, whenever dependable pushes a Go bump that touches more than one Go mod, or it touches one, but it actually needs then tidying in the root Go mod or something like that, it means that the PR will fail because then the secondary Go mod is dirty. So for this purpose, we have this dependable workflow, which then runs tidy and make generate as well, because sometimes we need this updated generated code as well. And then it pushes that on top of the original dependable commit. Now, what's the issue is here that this latter commit is now a workflow-induced commit or trigger, which cannot trigger any other workflows, which means none of the testing will run. Which is in IRSO's case, because all the testing is in GitHub Actions, it's huge pain. And then adding to the insult, we have already also recently removed the edit trigger from the workflows because it was causing unnecessary runs. Whenever you edit the title, it pre-run everything, no matter how long it took. So it was annoying. But this is now the actual kind of official workaround for this GitHub workflow issue. So what we can do, we actually have more than 2 options here. So, but I listed 2. So we can either make the workflow change explicit. We can make the generate workflow explicitly call whatever testing workflows it needs to call, but that's maintenance heavy, annoying, manual. Second option is that we can just add this edit trigger back, which means that yes, the test will not run, but we can fix it by just retitling the PR or doing some minor edit in the anything that basically modifies the PR metadata. And then of course the third option is that reconsider, do we actually want to run this stuff in the workflows, or should we run them as pro jobs? So I wanted to hear some opinions on this. The easy solution is the number 2, just add the edit trigger back and be manual and be careful just to run it or do the edit so the testing runs. Most complete solution would be just to abandon these workflows, testing workflows, and move them to Pro. But that, of course, has its own issues and its most work. Opinions are welcome.
I might just add some additional context a little bit, and that with the third approach to moving back to Pro, an additional issue other than it's a big work is that on a project level we made this declaration, what we had to make, that we are trying to move every automation into CNCF infrastructure to be more transparent and open and less reliant on contributors, infrastructures. But if we move to Pro, that means that it's that we just move it back to the to the infra that we maintain and own, and that might be less fortunate for contributors outside of our EST organization. There is no issue of money or resources or anything. It's just the fact that it's less open.
How are other projects handling it, by the way? Is there any open case in Dependabot, and is there any suggestion from them?
It's not an issue in Dependabot, it's by design, because if workflow can, in this implicit way, trigger other workflows, you can workflow bomb or fork bomb the whole action ecosystem so easily. So it's a design feature that they cannot do that.
But we cannot be the only one seeing this go mode bump issues.
No. I checked CAPI and they are using the solution number 2. So I checked their previous bumps, and there is always maintainer editing the Dependabot PR to trigger the edit, which is then a human action. It's no longer workflow induced action, so that works as a trigger for the tests. So most of the CNCF Kubernetes ecosystem projects, they have a mix of workflows and Pro jobs. Usually the smaller ones are actions, and larger jobs are then running in VMs, Jenkins, whatever they have.
I just now got an idea. It might be very silly, but MetaCube IOBot can be managed like it's our own bot. Can we would it be okay for you? I think we can do this. That MetaCube IOBot based on a Pro job or a Jenkins job, periodically check the available PRs and just the name of them with the GitHub CLI and rename them automatically. If it sees that author is Dependabot, it would just rename it. And
I mean, currently the workflow trigger is not including the edit, so there's no way that works because it doesn't work for humans either.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So first step, we put back this edit trigger, and then MetaCube IOBot would just edit it, and then it would put also a label, so it always knows what it has edited already.
But the label shouldn't be sticky in that case, because if Dependabot rebases or recreates the PR, then it will hit the same issue again, and the label would stick.
Okay, then just a comment is enough. I think that GitHub CLI can also show comments.
Yeah, but if we enable the option number 2, basically we need some approver to, I mean, we know to edit the title while we approve it. If that is the solution, I don't think it really really helps to involve the bot there. But I mean, it's an option as well. But with the option number 2, we also make the test rerun for no reason every time we touch it. So it is an annoying option as well. That's why we originally even removed it, because for example, in BMO and in Irasoti, some of the longer running tests are like 30, 40, 50 minutes. I don't know how long they are these days anymore, but it's annoying
I
that
think
you fix something and they just run.
I think I can agree to solution number 2, that we enable the edit trigger, and then we can probably see if we can automate instead of being it manual, or find a bit more proper solution meanwhile, so that we don't leave currently the dependable PRs untested, like gets merged untested. So probably 2 is the first step, and then in the long run, let's see what the other things that we can do.
Yeah, but I would still like to hear some opinions, like if people are open to moving this kind of longer testing into Brow, or is that absolute no-no? Or
Yeah, I'm also interested in opinions, but then I share mine. I would really go with the same as Kashif, this option to get back the edit trigger and then try to automate. Yeah, I know it's bad options, but still, I kind of like that the most. But yeah, please speak up if you have opinion.
yeah, it seems that there are no opinions, so maybe I'll just do the number 2, and we can then continue the discussion in this issue or some other issue, because like I said, it will reintroduce the issues that we originally tried to get away from, this removing this edit. But at least it fixes the immediate issue. So
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear me because my sound is a disaster. But keep in mind that Ironic standalone operator functional jobs are pretty heavy. So if we run them on every occasion, that's going to be some costs. They take like 5-10 minutes to run.
5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but BMO has a testing matrix. They take 30 minutes, so it's a much bigger issue there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, end-to-end tests, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just brought this up in IRSO because that's the only tests we have here. Of course, the BMO is pretty much the same these days as well, because we have removed the metal cube end to end from there as well. But yeah. But I guess we agree then. We solve the immediate issue by re-adding the edit, and we figure out what else we want to do. Right? Case closed.
Thanks for bringing this up, Tomo. I know it's kind of a hard topic. There are not really any real good answers to this at the moment, certainly. But yeah, I can write it down that the decision was that option 2. Solution 2 rather. Yep. Okay. I think we close that, and then the next one is just a PTO request. So please take a look and give your opinions about the multi-tenancy. I have been asked, or where we have been asked by learners to keep this Peter request alive, and then I think we can continue with the other topic from Ricardo.
Hey, thanks. So I'm just picking this up from the last meeting and the latest 2 or 3. Basically, since we started discussing the support for CentOS Stream 10. So the PR that I linked there is the only change, as far as I can see, like from tests and everything that is needed to build an ironic image based on CS10, which is like a very simple change, actually. It's just, it needs to just specify the shim package when we build, like when we build the EFI binaries. There's nothing else. All the rest works, and yeah, it's quite an easy change. The thing is that so that PR we also add in the README the statement that the rank image supports now being built with CS9 and CS10. And of course, as like Tuomo added a comment there asking how we're going to test this moving forward, how like to verify that nothing breaks for both CS9 and CS10. And so, yeah, I'd like to reopen the discussion about how we want to test the two base, sorry, the two container builds with CS9 and CS10. So of course, ideally, we would have 2 CentOS E2E tests in ironic image at this moment, or like anywhere we use ironic image would be ideal, but I don't know if it's feasible in terms of resources. So then when we propose a new PR after these PR merges, we run 2 CentOS tests, one with CS9 and one with CS10. Or I guess we can have like the CentOS job running 2 things in parallel or one after the other. I don't know. I will have to double check if that's actually doable. This is the ideal solution, of course. Otherwise, there was a proposal to have periodic tests and also maybe some simple build tests just to verify that the image builds regularly with both CS9 and CS10. I'm open to proposals and solutions, and of course, if we go for the E2E tests, I'm also open to work on that.
There are no, like, resource-wise, there are no limitation. It just depends where we put it. Like as same as the previous discussion, like GitHub workflow or not. If not GitHub workflow, then there are no issues with resources. So I proposed last time the periodics just to not add extra checks here, but actually if they are this sort of test like the MetaCube Ubuntu E2 integration test main, like this one, the Jenkins job, it's fine. I don't mind having more of these.
Yeah, that would be great, and consider that the support, like probably we will keep supporting both CS9 and CS10 probably for at least 1 year, roughly.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We can have same way, like I don't know, like MetaCube Ubuntu E2E integration test, or I don't know which one you would like to attach these 2 different types of, like, to the Ubuntu would have 2 versions with 2 CentOS, 2 different ironic image, or the CentOS would have 2, or both of them would have 2. I think that's not necessary because we are testing the container. So yeah, basically we would then have 3 of these. One of these flavor would split.
Yeah, exactly. That's also my idea. I just mentioned the CentOS one because I was talking about CentOS, but of course the CentOS name there, it doesn't mean that it's built with CentOS, but that it runs on CentOS. So yeah, that's like either I don't mind, like one or the other is totally fine if we want to split them.
Yeah, I also don't have any, like there are no technical limitations here. So it's just a question of who will do it. If you are willing to do it, it's fine. But job like these require Jenkins job introductions. So that requires GGB modifications, which is something what is pushed into that open source, but different Gerrit repository. So it would be the best or the easiest, I think, if you would pair up with someone, and then we can discuss that. Or if you have done that before, but I don't think you had access to that. So
I probably had only like a look at that, but I never actually worked on the repo.
yeah. Uh,
So it would be great for me to like pair with someone else
yeah.
to do this. So like this could be a good learning opportunity as well.
Yeah, that requires a discussion. I don't want to point to anyone that you do it. So
Of course.
I think we will put our heads together tomorrow, and I just really hope, like, please ping me also on the Slack, just for me to not forget. I'm very busy, and then
I
if you
will. I
ping
will.
me tomorrow, I will bring it up with our folks.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
If no problem, if there are no other comments, then that was all the discussion topics we could. Feel free to ask in the meantime, but I will start quickly going through the milestones and check if we have everything and if there is some anomalies or not. That seems to be okay. The IPAM. Ten, 11, okay. I quickly check the chat. I see there are some chat messages there. Okay, Kashif dropped. It's fine. Thanks for joining. And BMO 09. Yeah, these are bumps for the support. Good. Hierarchy image. '27 has one open. What is that? That's the backports. I remember I reviewed this process related thingy.
So are we using old milestones to track backports? Because so far I've been
Yes.
closing the old one in a running standalone operator.
Yeah, actually, we do that. There was an agreement on one of the meetings that we will keep them and track the backport. So that's deliberate.
I see. Okay. So once we start branching a running standalone operator, we should do the same thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, this looks good also. And then yeah, you mentioned the years so that you are closing them. But yeah. You have +2 also. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, I was very busy in recent months, but maybe now I will have a little breathing time and I will look through these. I will write this up that I will proactively once go through all these all the issues and see if something can be assigned to milestones.
Sorry, a late thought about CS10 testing. So there are ironic stand-on operator functional jobs on ironic image. So they're relatively lightweight. I mean, 5 to 10 minutes is still better than anything else we have. So you can probably duplicate the job and make it run with CS10 build, and that will cover quite a bit already.
What sort of jobs are these? I missed that.
That's air source functional tests. They create ironic in different configurations and make sure it comes up and is operational.
And these exist already in the Ironic project, or
it already exists on ironic image. So there's a job that builds ironic image with any pull requests and runs these tests again against it. So that can be an easy win for having CS10 tests.
Okay.
If you don't want to duplicate integration tests, for example, because they are pretty heavy.
I will type that down. Okay, that's also, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with either or even both. That might be a bit of overkill, but still, yeah. If like the execution time is you deem it too heavy, I'm also okay with running these functionals if that's enough. But I guess it should be. Okay. I will hope to repeat this every quarter. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so that was the end of the meeting. If there are any other questions or comments, please ask away now.
I want to just highlight that Dimitri made a nice demo of ERSO, which he linked in the bare metal channel. So please take a look.
Oh,
I left some feedback for the if you ever do a second version.
Yeah, thank you. I've noticed them. I honestly not sure why I forgot to edit the video. I mean, I forgot. That's the explanation itself. I was going to actually edit out the long wait times. But...
I think in YouTube you can remove parts of video after the fact. So maybe check on that option.
Oh, take a look. Yeah, good pointer.
Yeah. I don't think you can add voiceover after the fact, but removing should work.
You probably don't want to hear my voiceover.
I mean, I would have taken any voiceover over the complete silence, to be honest. It is so weird to just watch video in complete silence.
All right, I'll take a note of that.
Yeah, and also, since it's a great demo, I would also propose that writing a short blog post so we can share that link as well. If you have time.
Yep, let me figure out the editing first.
Okay, I have not noticed, but I will check. Thank you. That sounds very interesting. Any other questions, comments? Okay, if not, then thanks for joining today, and let's meet next week, same time. And until then, have a great week, everyone. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.